Good afternoon, everyone. This is a short presentation to explain to you what is required from you in your midterm speaking exam. So you can see from the slides that the first thing, it is a recorded video, individual recorded video. The date of submission and the deadline is going to be the 9th of March, end of day. That is midnight on the 9th of March. The submission has to be on Flipgrid. You cannot send it to me via message on Telegram, which means you have to be careful with the size of the video. If you decide not to record it directly on Flipgrid, you need to make sure that your video size is not very big so that you can upload it to Flipgrid. But Flipgrid should be the place where you upload your video. Now, what topics you are going to choose from and what things you need to remember when you record your video. Let's go through that. So, the first thing are the topics. These are the three topics you are going to choose from. First topic, new technologies create new problems. Do you agree with this stance or do you disagree? GMOs are bad for health and should be avoided at any cost. Again, do you agree or disagree? To encourage healthy eating, higher taxes should be imposed on soft drinks and junk food. Again, do you agree with such stance or not? Remember, you need to choose one topic and you need to choose your stance. You need to choose whether you agree or disagree. You can't choose both points of view. You either agree or disagree with each of the statements explained. So these are the topics, and again, one topic only. Now, how to develop an effective argumentative speech? You choose the topic of your interest. So choose from the topics the one that you are really interested about. Recognize your standpoint. Try to see where you stand. Agree or disagree. Carry out the research. You need to do your research to find evidence to support your argument. Know the facts. Understand everything about the topic and make sure you understand it because later you're going to speak about it and not read about it, which is very important. To move on, a reminder of how your speech should be. We talked about that before in class, but here's a very short and quick reminder. In your introduction, you need to say who you are, your full name, and what is your position. You need to say what your topic is going to be about, and you need to explain why you chose this topic, why this topic is important for you. In the conclusion, you need to summarize the main points of your speech. You need again to remind your audience why this topic is important. And don't forget a closing remark where you thank everybody for their listening and you open grounds for any questions. So in other words, you have an introduction where you state your background information, your central idea or thesis statement, a conclusion where you summarize your key points, and of course, there's always more where you say or remind your audience why your speech is important. Now, for the body of your speech, I will require and I will request to have three details. So you need to choose one of the topics, and then you need to develop three main ideas for that topic. Okay, and each topic should be supported by evidence, examples, which of course you can find out of your research you conduct online or on YouTube or in books and journals. And make sure you choose something that is credible, not Wikipedia. Wikipedia is not to be used to bring evidence to your presentation. So, in other words, to give you like certain steps for your speech, first you introduce yourself, you state your credential, your central idea and supporting details briefly, explain why this topic is important to you, start explaining your supporting detail one by one, three in total. Make sure you provide evidence for each supporting detail. Start your conclusion with a summary of the main points. Leave the audience with a message reminding them of your argument. And don't forget to thank everybody for listening. And then you finish your speech. Okay? So these are the steps. You need to make sure that you tick everyone, and everyone should be included in your speech. And the final thing to say is that Your recorded speech should be around 3 to 5 minutes. You need to follow the structure we talked about: introduction, discussion, conclusion. Make sure you are wearing your national dress when you are shooting the video. So, kandura for gentlemen, abaya for ladies, and make sure the setting is professional. In other words, you can't shoot your video in a car. You can't shoot your video in a restaurant. You can't shoot your video in the kitchen. Make sure your setting is quiet and professional. Use notes to remember your main ideas and, of course, to see your evidence, but do not read from papers. I can tell if you're reading from papers, and this will affect your grade. The recorded video should be with camera and microphone. Audio recording will not be accepted. So, this is in summary everything you need to know about your midterm speech. Thank you very much. Good luck with your speech.